I want to kind of talk about some treatment approaches that are common. If you are suffering from addiction or you know someone who's suffering from addiction, there's a four-part treatment option that really can help someone, kind of get out of that hole, right? The first one is it has to start with detoxification, right? You got to get that out of your body. And I'm thinking about, I know like substance abuse or alcohol abuse or even for, I'm thinking even like medication. I remember when I was going through my depression and I was put on antidepressants. Let me tell you, whenever you get off of that without talking to your doctor about it and doing it in the right way, you start having withdrawals. If you are a caffeine drinker and you've stopped drinking caffeine, I know I've done that in the past for a fast. Lord have mercy. Yes, my bones, everything was hurting. You feel it, right? So it affects you. It affects you. So detoxification is something that, of course, you would go through medical assistance to manage your withdrawal symptoms because you're going to have symptoms, whether it's physical symptoms, neurological, spiritual, emotional, mental. It's going to affect you and you're going to feel it. And so the second treatment approach is therapy. It's cognitive behavior therapy, motivational interviewing, and group therapy. So it just depends. Of course, like an alcoholic, typically when they go to a treatment center or, even Alcohol Anonymous, it's a group setting because they're there with people who are experiencing the same thing so they can connect and have the appropriate support. The third is medication. There's different types of medications to assist them with cravings or withdrawal symptoms to help them through that process, depending on what it is. And then, of course, then they have support groups, like Alcohol Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous. There's different types of support systems that are going to be there to support depending on what a type of addiction the person has. And it's important because I feel like people who are suffering from a type of addiction, they might have backslide in the process, right? And it's going to be normal. They might make, progress and then they might backslide and then they might have to continue to make progress and take some step backs and it's part of the process. It's normal. Right. I wanted to share a quote real quick. I know you're going to go into helping us on the road to recovery and talk about that. But it says, recovery is not a race. You don't have to feel guilty if it takes you longer than you thought it would. It's a process, it's a journey, and it's going to take time. It took time. When you think about the 5 stages of addiction, it took 4 steps before the 5th one that became addiction to get you to that point. It's going to take time to get you back.
To reverse that.
Yeah.
It's just like our walk with Christ. It's not a sprint. It's a journey. It's a process with declaring our faith and walking with Christ. So same thing with.
I just want to share one more ties into this. If it does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Right. So
the tortoise and the hare.
Yeah. Hey,
you keep running your race. Yes. You keep going.
Yeah. This is a marathon. It might take a little bit longer. When anyone who runs a marathon, you have those people that, man, they're the first ones, running across that finish line. And then there's some in the midpoint. And then you have the ones that took a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter as long as you made it.
And make it to that. Correct.